So to continue on with 4.1 guided practice, our objective now is to continue to identify pairs of angles formed by parallel lines and transversals. So let's once again remember, what is the definition of parallel lines? Parallel lines are lines that are coplanar and do not intersect. And a transversal, again, is a line that intersects two lines in the same plane at two distinct points. Okay, well, the first activity of this worksheet is to construct a parallel line. Now, in this particular case, we're given the parallel line. That's going to be line RS. We're going to draw a parallel line to RS through a given point, point A. Okay, so let's go ahead and do this construction. The first step in this construction is to draw a line through A that intersects line RS. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to draw a very long line because we're going to need to do some construction above the line. And the intersection point is X. Now follow along with me with your compass. Now I just want to point out a few things. One, this is not going to be perfect. I didn't quite go through point A. And also, more importantly, my compass is a different compass than I used last time. And this compass is kind of wobbly. So it's not going to be exactly perfect, but I'm going to demonstrate to you the steps that you're going to need to do. And again, like I said, I don't really care if the lines look that parallel or not. All I care is that you know the correct steps and that you're able to make all the marks that you need to make. So on something like a test or a quiz, I'm only interested to see that you know the steps and that you're doing the correct marks. So let's go ahead and we've labeled the point of intersection X. Now we're going to draw an arc around X. Okay, so let's go ahead, draw an arc around X. And that arc, put my sharp end on X, that arc is going to intersect this line and this line. You see my compass already moved. This is really bad compass, but I'm doing my best. Very hard to keep it still. Okay, so I've gotten myself a pretty good arc, and it's intersecting this line here at point C, and this line here at point B. Okay, now without changing the width of the arc, I have to make the same arc around point A, and I have to be sure that I intersect the line on the top as well. So I'm going to go around and I'm making that arc there. So even though it's not the greatest compass in the world, you can see that I managed to make myself an arc around X, and then with an equal distance I made an arc around A, and you can see it's rather light. And now I'm going to label this point D, where the second arc intersects the line that's through A. Okay, now this next part is the critical part. I have to measure BC, the width between B and C, with my compass. So I'm going to put, let's say, the sharp point on B over here and the pencil on C. And now I'm going to measure the width between B and C, and I am now going to go on point D and make an arc with that exact length, intersecting the other arc that I drew. So I'm going to go ahead, make an arc here, and you're going to see that the two arcs intersect at about over here. right over there. Okay, so this is the arc around D, this is the arc around C, and this is intersection point E, and I draw now E A parallel to RS. So now I join EA, and that line is supposed to be parallel to RS. Now it's not because my compass is poor, but that is basically the construction. If your compass is better than this one, you will probably have a better curve than this. But it's not too bad, but it's not too good. So now we are supposed to label angles EAX, angle 1, angle MXS, angle 2. I'm not sure where M is, but let's just label the rest of them. Angle RXA, angle 3, and angle AXS, angle 4. So I think the angle 2 is supposed to be over here. Okay. So it says to trace angle 1 on patty paper and then to translate point A to point X along the line and then conclude something about angle 1 and angle 2. So we're going to skip that exercise because the drawing here just isn't really to scale. But you can complete that exercise if you wish on your paper.